When you're watching Avdija play, the thing is he is so physical, but he sets people up with his physicality because he is a smart basketball player. Clinging in the middle, he is getting better and better. He's becoming a force on both ends of the floor.
He's a great passer. He finds an open man, but then he can play off screens. He can catch and shoot. Right now, the way he's playing the game, he's one of the best guards that's playing in the NBA right now.
It's true.
January 3rd, 2026. Deni Avdija turns 25 years old. His gift to himself? A triple-double against the Spurs. 29 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. A road win over one of the best teams in the West. For years, the NBA wrote him off. A solid role player, a decent piece, nothing more. Now, he's averaging 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists per game. Top 12 in scoring, top 11 in assists. More All-Star votes than LeBron James, more than Kevin Durant. The player the league ignored is becoming impossible to stop. But to understand how Deni Avdija became the NBA's worst nightmare, you have to understand how close he came to being forgotten. It all started in a place most scouts barely looked at. Deni Avdija was born in Kibbutz, Beit Zera, Israel. Basketball wasn't just a dream in his household, it was destiny. His father, Zufer Avdija, was a 6'8" forward who captained the Yugoslavian national team to a bronze medal at the 1982 FIBA World Championships. His mother, Sharon, was a track and field athlete who also played basketball. But here's the thing, Deni didn't even start with basketball. He played soccer until 4th grade, when his height made the choice for him. By 12 years old, he joined Maccabi Tel Aviv's youth system, and that's when everything accelerated. At 16, Avdija debuted for Maccabi's senior team, the youngest player in club history. A teenager going up against grown men in their late 20s, early 30s. The hazing was relentless. Most kids would have crumbled. Deni got tougher. Back-to-back FIBA, U20 European Championship gold medals in 2018 and 2019. MVP of the 2019 tournament as the second youngest player in the entire event. Youngest Israeli League MVP in history. MVP of the Basketball Without Borders Global Camp. They called him Turbo for his relentless attacking style. The kid was collecting accolades like they were nothing. Then came the 2020 NBA Draft. The class was considered weak. Scouts compared it to 2013's disaster when Anthony Bennett went first overall. But Avdija was different. A 6'9" playmaker with court vision, defensive versatility, and professional experience. Some projected him as high as top 5, but the concerns followed him. Inconsistent shooter. Relies too much on his right hand. Can he handle NBA athleticism? The Washington Wizards selected him 9th overall. The verdict? High upside, but patience required. Here's what nobody realized. The 2020 draft that everyone dismissed, it also produced Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards, and LaMelo Ball. Sometimes the weak classes hide generational talent. Deni Avdija was hiding in plain sight. Washington believed they had something. A raw prospect who could develop into a dynamic wing with the right patience, the right system, the right belief. They just weren't willing to wait long enough to find out. Deni Avdija's rookie season started with promise. It ended with an ankle injury that limited him to just 54 games. Year 1, 6.3 points per game. Year 2, 8.4. Bench player, role guy. The whispers started almost immediately. Another international prospect who couldn't translate. 4 years in Washington, 4 years of waiting, 4 years of averaging just 9.8 points per game. The stat that stings most? He never averaged more than 15 points in any single season, not once. The flash moments existed. February 2024, Avdija exploded for 43 points and 15 rebounds against the Pelicans. The first Wizard to post those numbers since Moses Malone in 1987. But one game, doesn't change a narrative. Consistency does. And consistency wasn't there. His final Washington season showed growth. Career highs across the board, 14.7 points, 7.2 rebounds, 3.8 assists, solid numbers, respectable numbers, but not star numbers. Then came July 2024, the trade that would define his career. Washington shipped Avdija to Portland for Malcolm Brogdon and draft picks, including the selection that became Bub Carrington. The narrative wrote itself. Washington moving on from a player who couldn't be their guy. Many called it an overpay by Portland. What were the Blazers thinking? Trading real assets for a 23-year-old who'd never cracked 15 points per game? Washington's explanation was clinical. He didn't fit their timeline. He was ahead of their age curve. They needed to go younger. Translation? They gave up on him. The chip on his shoulder started forming that day. But here's the cruel part. Portland didn't immediately believe in him either. His role was expected to decline with the Blazers. And at first, it did. Avdija came off the bench for 18 of his first 30 appearances, just 26.4 minutes per game. The numbers reflected the uncertainty. 11.4 points, 6.2 rebounds, 3.3 assists through his first 20 games. He was searching, struggling, lost. Avdija admitted it openly. When I came here, it was hard for me to find my role. I had to find a new identity. Think about that. 5 years in the NBA, 2 franchises, neither one willing to hand him the keys, neither one believing he could be the guy. The doubters had years of evidence on their side. The underwhelming stats, the inconsistency, the solid but not special label that followed him everywhere. Most players crumble under that kind of uncertainty. They accept the role, settle into being a complementary piece, cash the checks and coast. Deni Avdija made a different choice. Sometimes all it takes is one person believing in you. For Deni Avdija, that person was Chauncey Billups. The Hall of Fame point guard turned head coach saw something in Avdija that Washington never did. Not just a versatile wing, not just a solid role player. Billups saw a lead playmaker waiting to be unleashed. Avdija calls it empowerment. The belief that he could be the guy. The trust to put the ball in his hands and let him create. December 28th, 2024. Billups made Avdija a full-time starter. He never looked back. From that point forward, the numbers transformed completely. 19.7 points per game, 8.3 rebounds, 4.4 assists, shooting 49% from the field, 37% from 3, 78% from the line. But the biggest change wasn't the scoring, it was how he was scoring. Avdija started creating for himself off the dribble, attacking the rim with purpose, drawing fouls at an elite rate. His free throw attempts per 36 minutes jumped to 12th in the entire NBA. The hesitation was gone. The passive play disappeared. Turbo finally had the keys. Then came the offseason. Avdija didn't take a vacation. He went to work. His youth coach from Maccabi Tel Aviv, Oded Shalom, watched it happen. His verdict? I have worked for Maccabi for 20 years, and there is not one person who has worked harder than Deni. The mental shift was just as important. Years of doubt, years of being overlooked, years of criticism. Avdija processed all of it and came out stronger. The environment helped too. Portland wasn't Washington. His teammates celebrated his success. The chemistry was real, the belief was mutual, but the final piece fell into place by accident. October 2025. Chauncey Billups gets suspended amid a federal gambling investigation. Tiago Splitter takes over as interim head coach. The Blazers are already banged up. No true point guards healthy. Splitter looks around the roster and makes a decision. Deni Avdija becomes the lead initiator. Here's the thing. Splitter remembered something. 7 years earlier, his first scouting assignment took him to the EuroLeague Final Four. He watched an 18-year-old playing for Maccabi Tel Aviv. The kid was running point guard. That kid was Deni. Everything Avdija had been building towards suddenly clicked. The playmaking instincts from his father's coaching, the toughness from those Maccabi practices, the court vision that made him special in Israel, the relentless attacking style that earned him the nickname Turbo. All of it converged into one unstoppable package. The transformation was complete. The doubters had 5 years of evidence. Avdija was about to give them a whole new data set. Now it was time to show the league what they'd been missing. Let's talk numbers, because the numbers are terrifying. Deni Avdija is averaging 26 points, 7.1 rebounds, and 6.9 assists per game. He's 12th in the league in scoring, 11th in assists. As a forward, not a point guard. A 6'9" wing doing point guard things at an elite level, shooting 47.1% from the field, 37.7% from three. A career best 61.2% true shooting percentage. Through 38 starts, he's recorded 12 double-doubles and 3 triple-doubles. But here's what really matters. Last season, Avdija averaged 16.9 points per game. This season, 26. That's a 10-point jump. His assist went from 3.9 to 6.9. He nearly doubled his playmaking output. That doesn't happen. Players don't make jumps like that in year 6. The development curve flattens. You are who you are. The league has seen you, figured you out. Deni Avdija did it anyway. The historic moments keep stacking. Triple-double against the Chicago Bulls. Triple-double against the Oklahoma City Thunder, the best team in the Western Conference. January 3rd, his 25th birthday, he dropped another triple-double on the Spurs. 29 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. Road win. 4 days later against Houston, 41 points in a 1-point victory. Career high. First Western Conference Player of the Week award of his career. And it's not just volume, it's impact. Only 2 players have had a more positive effect on their team's offense this season, Nikola Jokic and Giannis. 2 MVPs, 2 generational talents. That's the company Deni Avdija is keeping. He leads the entire NBA in drives per game, leads the league in assists off those drives. And here's the scary part. The gap between him and everyone else isn't close. One analyst called it insurmountable. Opponents are treating him like prime James Harden, doubling off ball. Scheming specifically to stop him, nothing works. The Washington Post's Ben Golliver compared his rise to Jimmy Butler's. Bench player to superstar through sheer force of will. The comparison fits perfectly. The recognition is flooding in. All-star voting? Avdija sits 7th in the Western Conference with over 1.2 million votes, ahead of LeBron James at 9th, ahead of Kevin Durant at 8th. He's the leading candidate for Most Improved Player. ESPN's Top 25 Under 25 list ranked him 15th, 7 spots ahead of Washington's Alex Sarr. The Athletic went further. They called him Israel's greatest athlete ever. And Washington, they're watching all of this happen. Every night, every highlight, every standing ovation in Portland. January 22nd, 2026. Wizards president Michael Winger was asked directly, was the Avdija trade a mistake? His answer, no, it was not a mistake. We're all very happy for Deni, but no, we did it for the reasons we said then, which was to take us back a couple of years so we could reset the roster. 2 days later, Avdija returned to Washington. The Wizards won 115 to 111, but the scoreboard didn't tell the real story. Malcolm Brogdon, the centerpiece Washington received, retired. Bub Carrington, the draft pick they used. Sophomore slump, the Wizards got assets. Portland got a star. The franchise that gave up on him is now 11-34, sitting at the bottom of the league. The player they traded is heading to the All-Star game. The league that ignored Deni Avdija is now scrambling to stop him. Teams are game planning for him like he's a superstar, because he is one. And here's the scary part. Deni Avdija is 25 years old. This isn't his peak. This is the beginning of his prime. And here's what should terrify every team in the league. Avdija himself said it. I know I have another level that I can reach. I'm still making a lot of I'm new to this situation mistakes. He thinks he can get better. The kid they traded, the prospect they doubted, the star they never saw coming. The NBA spent 5 years overlooking Deni Avdija. Now they can't look away. If you think Deni's only scratching the surface, hit that subscribe button. The NBA's worst nightmare isn't just here. He's just getting started.